All right, it's time to talk money with Michael. Today we're going to talk about, does your algorithmic trading strategy have edge? We all know that trading strategies require edge if you want to make money in the markets, especially long term. Most strategies can get lucky every now and then, but in the long term, will it make you money? There are lots of different ways people calculate this, and I bet a lot of you aren't thinking about what's the most important calculation, what really tells you if you have edge or not. And I'm going to talk to you about that calculation today. Now, you can measure edge a lot of ways through the profit factor, the Sharpe ratio, Sortino ratio. Some people look at the net profit to drawdown. You can even take Monte Carlo and randomize your trade set, three or four or five, 10,000 different combinations. If it still makes you money, or most of the time makes you money, then it probably has edge. A lot of people will use just a walk forward optimization. If it walks forward and has a profit, then there must be an edge, right? Well, maybe not. You may not know it, but walk forward optimization, the guy who invented that technique, actually had another calculation in mind. And this calculation is what I use and what a lot of folks use. Now, Robert Pardo wrote the book, The Evaluation and Optimization of Trading Strategies. And he was the person who invented walk forward optimization. He was looking for a way to develop trading strategies that not only had edge, but that wouldn't be curve fit. And so he developed this primarily trying to get to the point of, is this curve fit or not? And let's be real too. If it's got a great profit factor and thing over time, how do we really determine if it's something that's got an edge? We have to have confidence that this is repeatable patterns, that when it gets new data as we do that forward testing and start live trading it, that it's not going to fall apart. That's what walk forward does. It optimizes, exposes to new data, re-optimizes, exposes. It's our trading methodology. But just because it had a good walk forward optimization does not mean that Robert thought that it was a good strategy or that it has an edge. And we'll talk more about that. Now, most people don't know how to interpret the walk forward analysis. Sure, walk forward optimization, you can see if it's getting a good Sortino ratio. You can see what are up years and down years if you'd have done it and things like that. But that's still, backdated in the past with some minor exposures. And just because it's profitable doesn't mean that it's a strong or a great strategy or that really has an edge that you want to exploit. It will determine the robustness of your strategy. Is it something that can survive market changes and things like that? Is it curve fit? But it's not a silver bullet just doing walk forward optimization. You actually need to calculate the walk forward efficiency. This is his chosen measure for how well that a walk forward optimization went and whether or not the strategy had edge, and it's something that you might want to trade. Beyond looking at the equity curve and everything else, do I still want to trade it? Do I trust it on this new data in the live markets? And it's the only measure that's specifically designed to determine if it's curve fit and has an edge. It measures robustness as well, but you can visually see that. But the higher the walk forward efficiency, the more robust it could be. Just because something happened to get all winning years over the 5 years you walked it forward doesn't mean that it wasn't just in a bull market or things like that. Doesn't mean that that part's there. That efficiency measure is what's really going to help you out. Now, this is calculated as a percentage. And yeah, of course, I did a typo, but we'll keep that in. It's a percentage or a ratio. You take the annualized out of sample profit and you put it over the annualized in sample profit. Take that ratio, it's 0.50, 0.65, and you can turn it into a percentage. If it's at least 50% or over it, then it passes. Strategy's not curve fit, the edge can probably be believed, and it will probably perform similarly. Never a guarantee, not a silver bullet, but there's a likelihood statistically that it's going to perform about as you'd expect based on the historical walk forward results. 65 to 70% is a good strategy. We really have more confidence in it, and you can't get over 100%. And if it's 100% or above, that's an elite strategy. That's probably got a major edge. Probably not going to degrade as much, and you can probably have better confidence that it's going to go forward. Nothing's guaranteed. You could still lose money on that strategy. Could still fall apart. It's not an absolute guarantee that it's not curve fit. Nothing's a guarantee on this. But this is the best that we have today and the best we have with our math to determine whether or not that's curve fit within our trading software. It's not available on all platforms. MetaTrader can show you the out of sample and the in sample, when you do your optimizations, but you got to calculate this yourself and you got to annualize it yourself. NinjaTrader will only show you the out of sample. It gives you no access to the in sample data. So if you want to code it, you can't use this walk forward optimizer to actually get to this point. You'd have to run the optimization and then the back test with that parameters yourself each time and then manually calculate it. So you can do it for NinjaTrader, but TradeStation has this built in. TradeStation also has cluster analysis built in, and we'll do this for cluster analysis, so I can look at all the different kinds of a year, every 30 days, every 40 days, optimize for 30 days, and then trade it for 90 and then re-optimize. Do it for a year, do it for 2 years. I can set all those parameters around there and get a walk forward efficiency for each of them and see how many of those pass my specifications. And that'll tell me it's got edge, it's probably going to be very robust, and if the equity curve's nice and I like the net profit to drawdown and things like that, and the routine and everything else, gives me that much more confidence. This is the single measure that's there. It could be the most beautiful equity curve out there. It could have a 1 to 50 bajillion net profit to draw down, have an average trade of $1 million a trade and trade 600 times a year. If it doesn't have a walk forward efficiency above 65, preferably above 100, I'm not touching it. And I've learned that the hard way, and a lot of other people in the space have learned it too. So really take a look at your procedures, okay? And don't just do a walk forward. Don't just look at Sortino and everything else. Think about how you want to measure whether or not a strategy is worthy of being traded live by you. And walk forward efficiency is probably the best way to go, in my opinion, right now that's out there. I'm sure there's other math things that some quants and things that hedge funds have, but they're proprietary. Walk forward optimization, almost every trader knows about it who does any algorithmic trading. It's on every platform. It's become kind of like a de facto standard. But do you really understand it? Calculate that walk forward efficiency and see if you can't get better results.